Joe, what do we have going on out here today?
Well, we have a variety of different cameras up there, and we're testing them out to see how they do it. Different distances during the evening, dusk, complete darkness.
I mean, we're here in the evening. It's around 4 o'clock. It's going to go
Right.
through dark, so we're going to see it in a variety of lighting conditions.
Right.
What's going on with these signs over here?
There are different distances. They could be possible distances that someone would need to detect something or see something.
So we got range distances here. So distances and light are going to help us determine how these cameras perform. I'm looking forward to seeing how not only the cameras perform, but to give me a sense of what camera to select for what application. How is this going to help you in your role of inside support with people?
It'll give me a better idea of what camera would better suit, a specific application.
So when a customer calls in and explains an application to you, you'll have a better understanding of what lensing, what distances, what light requirements.
Right. Especially with all the new cameras and different resolutions, it's a better way to know.
Correct. And this isn't the first one of these you've done, is it?
No, it is not.
No, we like to do this every at least once or twice a year.
Yep.
Camera technology changes. We have to stay up on it. People call you, they talk to us, and they're looking for recommendations. So we have to know that we're specifying the right product.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And there is a lot of new technology now. We have some even greater starlight technology, which is really impressive. So this is a perfect scenario out here. One, the temperature, it's a nice evening, but I don't see much ambient light out here.
No, it's going to be pretty dark.
So we're going to have a really good idea of how these cameras are going to perform
I think so,
in dark. We know that this is going to help you select cameras. It'll help me also give an idea of how these cameras perform, what is the best fit for a customer. What is the official industry classification for that selection process?
Called DORI.
DORI, correct. What does that stand for?
Detect, Observe, Recognize, and Identify.
Obviously, with these ranges that we have here and the different camera technology that we have, we will be able to tell at, let's say, 100 feet whether we can detect or identify, which is on the other side of the scale.
Correct. Yep.
And what is used to determine that?
The amount of pixels per foot, and depending on what you're trying to see, that will determine how many pixels you need.
Correct. So if I want to identify somebody at 75 feet versus just detect them maybe at 250 feet,
there's a difference.
Different amount of pixels required. So, and that's going to get into what type of resolution
you need,
which is how many pixels. So, it sounds very complicated, but I guess at the end of the day, it goes back to what we've always done, the basics of video. What are you trying to see?
Exactly, yep.
And that's this is going to help us do that. So I'm looking forward to it. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah. So as you can see, we are farther along in our testing procedure tonight. This is where it gets most intense. It is completely dark out here. Our field, which was very illuminated before, now complete darkness. So we see nothing out here. And this really allows us to determine how well these cameras perform. So now when we apply DORI to this situation, we are interested in what this camera can see with regard to detection, observation, recognition, and identification in this very low light environment at our distances that we have measured here. So we do have some very low light performing cameras, but again, low light. We will use our infrared illumination to provide light onto the scene and still see how we can accomplish what level of that DORI classification. This has really enabled us to determine what camera performance is required to meet which application. And this is information that we're going to use to solve customers' problems and provide them the cameras that's going to meet the expectation and provide the usable video. So we'll continue along with the testing here. We're going to start doing some infrared illumination in our scene to see how that affects the very, very low light scene as well. So we're moving along nicely.